Meet Hussein Jabr. He's the manager of the Ramada by Wyndham Hotel in Jerusalem, and every year, for 8 days and 8 nights, he becomes the owner of every piece of bread in Israel. Why? Well, let's talk about a little place called Biblical Egypt. According to Exodus, which is the second book in what Christians call the Old Testament and Jews call the Torah, Jews were enslaved in Egypt and they weren't loving that, so God decided the best way to convince the Pharaoh to let the Jews go would be to do plagues. And he did some bangers. He turned water into blood, he made it rain frogs, made everyone get boils, and then as his grand finale, God killed every firstborn son in Egypt. Seeing as the Jews, who God was trying to help, wanted their firstborn sons to stay alive for some weird reason, God gave them what today we would call an epic life hack. If they put lamb's blood above their door, their houses would be passed over when the angel of death came to do the whole firstborn son murder thing. By following this one simple trick that pharaohs don't want you to know, the Jews ended up freed from slavery and their firstborn sons intact. The thing was, they had to leave Egypt very quickly. So quickly, in fact, that according to many tellings, they did not have time to let their bread rise, or leaven. All of which is why, every year, Jewish people celebrate Passover, commemorating their exodus from slavery in Egypt, and commemorating the fact that God only murdered the sons of everyone else in Egypt. And as part of Passover, to honor the fact that the Jews didn't have time to let their bread rise when they fled, Jews are not allowed to have any leavened food, also called chametz, during the period of Passover, which is either 8 days or 7 days depending on which flavor of Jewish you happen to be. This rule is specifically decreed in Deuteronomy, with a speech given by Moses in which he says, 7 days shalt thou eat unleavened bread therewith, and there shall be no leaven seen with thee in all thy borders 7 days. Basically, not only could they not eat leavened stuff, they also couldn't have any leavened stuff. The trouble is, leavened stuff is great. And a lot of Jewish people, like lots of not-Jewish people, keep a lot of it in their homes. And if you're a Jewish business, say a restaurant or a hotel or God forbid a bakery, you might have thousands and thousands of dollars worth of chametz to unload. For a while, some Jews would, and some still do, destroy their chametz. But this was wasteful and burdensome and all around not ideal, so over time, Jewish law provided a different solution. Jews didn't have to have no chametz in their home, they just couldn't own any chametz that may be in their home, which seems like a small, perhaps even useless distinction. I mean, what are you gonna do? Sell all the chametz in your home to a non-Jewish person, wait 8 days, and then buy it back from them all without it actually leaving your house? Yep, that's exactly what you do. Now let's talk about Israel. Israel, as you might know, is a country located around here. I'm not going to pick an exact map to show because I don't feel like getting canceled today, but I can confidently say that Israel is chock full of Jewish people, meaning that come Passover, it's chock full of chametz that needs to be unloaded, an estimated $300 million worth. Which is why, every year before Passover, the Israeli Minister of Finance signs documents giving the chief rabbis power of attorney over all chametz in the country. Basically, power to sell it. But there's the problem. Who to sell it to? Who would want to buy $300 million worth of leavened bread that's sitting in random people's homes and businesses? Hussein Jabr does. Each year, Hussein, a non-Jewish Israeli hotel manager, signs documents legally purchasing all $300 million of chametz. To be clear, the chametz does not move. It stays in the pantries and refrigerators and couch cushions it was always in, but legally, Jabr owns it. Why does he do this? Seemingly it's just to be helpful, and maybe because it gives him 8 days to have a really confusing LinkedIn job title. Of course, this random hotel manager can't actually afford to throw $300 million away buying the sourdough in random people's fridges, but there's an easy fix. The government allows him to provide a down payment of around $14,000 with the supposed intention that he will ultimately pay the rest of the money later. But inevitably, he can't actually get $300 million, and so after 8 days, he sells the chametz back to the people whose houses it never left, gets back his down payment, and waits until next year to once again become an all-powerful bread owner. While this countrywide system is unique to Israel, iterations of it exist wherever Jewish people do. For 40 years, the same real estate broker, John J. Brown, bought all the chametz in New York City from a collection of rabbis whose congregations individually signed documents giving them power of attorney over their chametz. Some other, perhaps less strict Jews may opt to have a friend Venmo them 1 penny with the subject line, buying all the chametz in your house, and then after Passover, get sent back the penny, thus selling the chametz back. Of course, there's also another method for what to do with your bread, whether you're Jewish or not. Spend it on a subscription to Brilliant. Recently, I've been using Brilliant to learn about something I knew almost nothing about before: throwing rockets into space using a course designed by my actual real-life friend, Brian from Real Engineering. I started by learning about orbits and rockets, then moved to centripetal motion, and finally to material limits, and it was awesome. Engaging and interactive, and in the end, I got to finally understand something new. And that's what Brilliant's best at. Whether you want a refresher on everyday math, or you want to tackle machine learning, Brilliant has awesome, bite-sized courses for you. I'll often find myself using stuff I learned in their Statistics Fundamentals course to try to analyze performance on my YouTube videos, helping me better figure out how to pick topics and optimize their titles and thumbnails. Whatever you want to learn more about in STEM, Brilliant is the best way to do it. To get started, click the button on screen or go to brilliant.org/HAI. The first 200 of you to use that link will get 20% off a premium subscription, and you'll be helping support our channel.